Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at the Corsa Performance Oil Catch Can fitting 2014 to 2018 Silverado and Sierra 1500s. If you work your truck hard but still want it to stick around for a while, an oil catch can is a great way to help make sure that happens. And Corsa's offering here brings some really solid construction and some other good stuff baked in, all for one of the most affordable prices in the category. The proliferation of direct injection has been a total boon for engine efficiency and power, but as with most things in life, there's always a price to pay. And in the case of a direct injected engine, all the benefits can come at the expense of longevity. Now, since fuel isn't passing over the intake valves, they can get carbon buildup from vapors that are recirculated by your crankcase ventilation system. That can cause the valves in the intake to get gummed up, make your truck not run as well. Thankfully, there are options to help mitigate those issues, and the easiest of which is an oil catch can like the one we've got here. Now, this is a rather simple thing, but Corsa has included some good stuff in here to make sure that this works as it should. Now, the can on the bottom here has a 3-ounce capacity, and that should be more than enough to get you through your standard oil change intervals. The cap itself has a nice knurled edge around the bottom here, and it's going to help you get a grip on it and remove it for cleaning and servicing. Plus, you've got the nice Corsa logo etched on the side. Unscrewing the can, however, reveals the inner workings. There's a big thick O-ring around the outer top here, plus to prevent leaking and spillage as well. Inside, you're gonna find a bronze filter to help trap those vapors, and another little strainer here to help separate them out from the air that's flowing through. Now, that filter is gonna capture the oil, allow it to drain and drip down through this filter here. That filter is gonna capture the oil and allow it to drip down through the strainer right here. It's gonna be stored in the canister until you remove it and drain it for cleaning. Now, at the bottom of the canister, you've also got this little Allen head bolt here. You can take that out if you want to add a quick drain in the bottom of this too, or you can just leave it as is. There's also a couple of baffles built in here to create some turbulence so the air flowing in. That's going to help separate the oil vapor from the air. You also get all new OEM quick disconnect fittings, like the ones you find on your truck as it is now, plus some new hoses to help make this a complete and easy installation. Now, while 3 ounces of capacity is enough in most cases to get you through an oil change interval without having to empty the can, your results may vary. Now, depending upon the conditions and how you use your truck, you may find yourself needing to empty this more frequently. Corsa recommends checking the can every 500 to 1,000 miles for at least a little while after you first get it installed to help get a sense of how much vapor your engine produces, and then you can go about cleaning and emptying it as you need it. The can and the bracket that it attaches to are both made from T6061 aluminum, with the bracket being 11 gauge thickness. Now, the hoses and the connectors that we were talking about earlier are again all OEM style. You've got the quick disconnect fittings here, plus multiply hoses. So it's all high quality stuff. It feels really nice in your hand. This canister's got some serious heft to it. And it's all finished in black too to make for a nice and slick looking install once it's in your truck. Pricing for this one is going to come in at about $200, which makes it a pretty affordable option. Now, there aren't a ton of options on the market that are designed to fit these trucks right out of the box. Most are universal and are going to require either trimming of hoses or some other modifications, but this one doesn't. It's still going to undercut the price of some of those other universal ones out there too. It's a simple, high quality catch can. It's going to do the job you need it to do, but it's also not going to blow out your budget. Installation is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should only take you about 30 minutes to complete. It's a pretty easy process. You basically just have to mount the bracket, get this guy attached, and then attach your hoses and connectors. That's really about it. So no special tools needed, definitely something you can accomplish at home in the driveway. And to show you the steps for that installation now, why don't we head on out to the shop.
Tools required for this install include an impact gun, a ratchet, an 11/16 wrench, 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench, an extension, and 8 and 13 millimeter sockets.
What's up, guys? Today we're installing an oil catch can on our Silverado, so let's get started. So to get to the line that we need to remove, we're gonna have to remove our intake tube. We have 2 lines going to it, so we'll press those gray tabs to pop those out, and then we have a couple of clamps that we'll grab an 8 millimeter socket to remove. Now we'll push in on that gray tab, pop that out of place, and the same thing over here. Next, we'll come to our throttle body. We have our clamp right here. There's an 8 millimeter bolt that we can loosen up. So I've got an 8 millimeter socket. Next, we can come to the clamp on our airbox. we'll use that same 8mm socket to loosen this up. And then we can slide our hose off of our air box, and we'll go back to the throttle body to pop that one off. And now we can wiggle this off of our throttle body and pull it out of the way. Now right below our throttle body, we now have access to this fitting that we need to remove. So we'll press in that gray tab and pop that off. Next, we can follow that hose underneath the wiring on the driver's side and come to our other fitting. Press in that gray tab and pop out our hose. Now, the last thing we need to do is remove this bolt right above our brake booster. This is where we're going to be mounting our new catch can. So I've got a 13mm socket, and we'll take that out. So now we can assemble our catch can. We have our bracket that's going on top. We're mounting that with our 3 Allen bolts. And then we have our 2 fittings that are going to be going into the sides. So first we'll thread in our 2 fittings. And we'll take an 11/16 wrench to snug that up. And then we can mount our bracket. Take a 2.5mm Allen wrench to install these bolts. Now this is going to be installed at a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to rotate this. And now we can install our fittings into our lines. So now we're ready to install our catch can. I've got that bolt that we removed from back here earlier. We're gonna put that through our bracket, thread it in, and tighten that down. Now we'll grab that 13mm socket and tighten that down. Next, we can connect our hoses. We have a longer one and a shorter one. We're gonna start with the longer. This is gonna go to that fitting on our throttle body. So push that in until it clicks, and then this is gonna go to the right side of our catch can. It's labeled with the letter B. We'll slide that on. And now our shorter hose is gonna go back by the valve cover here. So I'm gonna slide that in through here. Get that onto our fitting. Push that until it clicks. And I'm gonna go behind this hose that we just connected from our intake and slide that on. Next, we can reinstall our air intake tube. Now you're gonna wanna run this underneath of these coolant hoses first. And then we can get that onto our throttle body. And then get our other tube onto our air box. Next, we can grab that 8mm socket and tighten down the clamp on our throttle body. Next, we can get the clamp connecting to our air box. Now the only thing we have left to do is to connect our 2 hoses to our air intake. Just push those in until they click. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Corsa Performance Oil Catch Can for your 2014 to 18 Silverado and Sierra 1500. Thank you for watching, and for all things Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.